Test, test. Test.
Test, 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 test.
Just go on YouTube. I don't have YouTube. Oh yeah, you can go. You can look up, search YouTube and Google.
Yeah. Go WPHS Live.
Sure, and you'll find it.
Right there, right? Yep.
And then click that, and we're live.
And you'll see, Portsmouth Patriots.
Hit that again.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here at the Fieldhouse in Portsmouth. I'm Gavin Bisho alongside Dan Shea for the matchup between the 7-4 Portsmouth Patriots, 4-4 in Division 1A, and the 5-4 Hendricken Hawks, who are 4-3 in Division 1C. The starters for the Patriots are Calvin Lucenti, Benny Hurd, Jack Downing, Luke Brennan, and Jeff Brady. And for the Hawks, Eze Wally, David Lynch, Asmar Abdullah, Cam Chin, and Mike Paquette as we tip off here in Portsmouth. And the first basket for Abdullah and the Hawks give them an early 2-0 lead.
Hendricken coming early with the press here, looking to cause some early mistakes for Portsmouth. Good job breaking it there, but it'll be interesting to see if they keep that same level of aggression throughout the night.
The Patriots are coming off a 56-50 loss against Narragansett, while the Hendricken Hawks are coming off back-to-back wins. Their last coming off a 3-point victory over Smithfield after a last-second shot by Eze Wally. Wally leads the Hawks with 19 points a game. He's averaging almost 24 points over his last 4, so definitely a guard to look out for. As Lucenti finds Brady up court, gets it to go. Brady struggled against Narragansett. Couldn't seem to get anything to fall inside, but good sign there for Portsmouth.
Yeah, Portsmouth getting some great looks early. We know they love their shots at the rim, and that's a lot of what Hendricken's giving them right now.
You see Luke Brennan starting for the Patriots. Last time we saw Neil Tolson start. Maybe Patriots going for a smaller 4-guard offense as the basket from Abdullah. And you see that trap. As the Patriots break it, there's Brady, goes up strong with the left hand, gets it to go. That's his 4th of the night. And we are seeing some scoring early on here in this one, something we're not kin to seeing.
Yeah, Portsmouth doing a very good job handling that press. Hendricken brought a great trap onto Hurd there. He did a good job just keeping his cool, finding the right pass, and ultimately getting an easy basket.
Paquette driving on Lucenti. His floater's off the mark, no good. Tough rebound by Downing. Hurd slips back out to Brennan. We saw about a month ago, we saw the Moses Brown game against Portsmouth. They pressed all game, and it actually helps the Patriots' advantage. They were able to run, and they were able to pass the ball up court quickly, and ended up in a victory for the Patriots.
Yeah, it's the outside shooting where Portsmouth has struggled more this year. They are a good fundamental team, so they can break press as well, passing the ball off the court, and those points off the fast break have been huge for them all season.
Lynch's shot is no good. He averages 14 points a game. He had 21 points last week in a loss versus LaSalle and leads the team in 3-point shots. So got to keep an eye on him as Hurd goes strong with the right hand, tries to draw contact and gets the basket to fall nonetheless to 8-4 lead as here comes the Hawks racing up court. Abdullah, can he score again? No, he cannot. Rebound by Brady. So great start for the Patriots. Up 8-4, 3.5 minutes in. As the Patriots are looking for another win in Division 1. They're 3rd in Division 1A behind 6-2 Smithfield and 6-3 Mount Pleasant. The Hawks are 2nd in Division 1C behind 8-1 Classical, who has just been playing unbelievable basketball as of late, just dominating all year. Brandon goes hard in the lane, but will be nullified with a offensive foul. And Coach Mario Ochi for the Patriots will call a 30-second timeout. As we'll stay with you here, about 4 minutes in, Portsmouth leads 8-6. So even after that offensive foul, you're still looking good if you're the Patriots.
Yeah, definitely, but a little something to be worried about. Good timeout there as you get back-to-back turnovers. Just can't be giving Hendricken the easy points. Portsmouth off to a good start, nice early lead. They're going to want to hang on to that for as long as they can.
One of the keys to victory for the Patriots I wrote down is they cannot give the ball away, not only on errant passes, but offensive fouls and just bad looks. I mean, good passing, not only in the set offense, but in transition will be key for the Portsmouth Patriots if they want to get their offense going. They have plenty of games this year, Smithfield, Mount Pleasant, where they just turn the ball over at will, and it's really hurt them where they were only able to score 30, 40 points, and that's not going to do the trick against Hendricken tonight.
No, it will not.
The shot for Wally rattles in and out. Wanted to go in, but just popped back out. We had a sub, and then last time out, number 11, Darius Lopes came in for the junior, number 10, Mike Paquette. As Benny goes strong with the right off the pass, can't get it to fall, and here come the Hawks. Great move by Abdullah. Can't get that to go. Strong offensive rebound and putback by number 3, Kamani Batista, who checks in as well for the Hawks.
Yeah, a little unlucky for Portsmouth there. Brady had the position for the defensive rebound. Just took an awkward bounce. He ended up being in the air a little too early.
Definitely a fast-paced game to start so far. Under 10 on the shot clock. Lucenti kept his pivot foot. Brady pull-up jumper on Lynch. Way off, no good. Here comes Wally. Working on Lucenti. And tough shot there for Wally. Guarded heavily by Lucenti. And it's a 6-0 run for the Hawks. Put them up 10-8 with 2:50 to go in the first. The Patriots are going to look for a lot of Jeff Brady down low as their main big. And if you're Hendricken, you got to keep your eye on Cal Lucenti and Benny Hurd. You sound like a broken record with those two players, but they scored 70% of their points in a loss versus Narragansett. Those two are definitely the catalyst of their offense, and if they get Jeff Brady in there as a third guy to mix in with the scoring, it'll really help Portsmouth in their offense. As there's a foul down low, it looks like it's going to be a mask.
Yeah, Downing to get his mask back on, but certainly better defense here from Hendricken coming out of this timeout. Portsmouth, you can see, they still want to get everything to the rim. Hendricken is doing a great job with their perimeter defense right now, just sort of daring them to take those outside shots, which we know Portsmouth is hesitant to do.
So Paquette checks back in for the Hawks here as Wally. That's going to be on the dribble. So an unforced error there from the Hawks, and Wally has number 20, Devin Lynch, comes in for number 14, David Lynch. Hurry with the ball at the top of the key, trying to stop this little drought of the Patriots as he skips through the lane, pushes it off the glass and rattles off the side of the rim, and the Hawks continuing to push the pace. Darius Lopes goes up with the right hand, and they're going to take a 4-point lead, 12-8. So an 8-0 run for the Hawks, and we've seen that these runs have helped or killed the Patriots. They've had massive runs against Cumberland and North Kingstown, but have had devastating runs on the other end against Smithfield and Mount Pleasant, 2 games which they were in for 3 quarters of, but just could not complete that fourth. As we reach almost to a minute left in this first quarter, Brennan goes up strong and gets the benefit of the call and will line to shoot 2 for the Patriots. Brennan averaging 6 points a game, the junior is, as he gets sent to the line for 2 and try to break this scoring drought for the Patriots.
Yeah, Portsmouth starting to get better looks at the basket these past few possessions, but you can see there the speed of Hendricken on the break can just kill them if Portsmouth lets it.
In for Patriots is number 23, Henry Rocks, for number 3, Jack Downing. And number 2, Cam Chin comes back in for the Hawks. You're seeing a lot of early substitutions for Hendricken. Perhaps trying to get their guys loosened up, ready to go, and not keep anyone stale on the bench. Get their rotation ready to go for this game ahead, which so far is a really good one. The Patriots move to the 1-3-1, so they abandon the man. We saw that against Cumberland, and it works in their favor as Wally fires from the corner. No good. And a jump ball between the guard Lucenti and the forward Chin, and it's going to be possession area pointed towards the Patriots, so great play there by Lucenti, getting in there for the rebound just for the jump ball as they have possession area.
Yeah, that was a great job by Lucenti. He was not in a good position for those rebounds going up against some bigger guys. Just wanted it more there.
As there goes Paquette strong and gets denied by Hurd, but We see that far too often. Brennan trying to get a good look to Brady up court, but just a little too high and intercepted by the Hawks. And Tolson will come in for the Patriots, subbing out Brennan. Wally down low, the turnaround jump shot, tough look. Great box out by Tolson, but Wally somehow ends up with the ball in his hands and gets the basket to go.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there for Portsmouth. Tolson had a great box out. He looked like he was maybe waiting for Brady to grab that ball, and Wally just jumped on it.
Hurd beats it down low to Brady. Brady goes up strong with the right. Can't get it to go. Great rebound by Tolson, but his pass will go into the backcourt. So 16 and a half seconds left in this first quarter. The Hawks lead 14-10. Shot clock turned off. As Wally will inbound, and as we've seen in this first quarter, he is not afraid to shoot from anywhere on the court. As it seems as the Hawks will wait for the last shot. The inside pass tipped by her. The ball's on the ground. It's going to be a jump ball. Arrow will point to the Hawks, so in the end, it could be in the favor of the Patriots. If it stands, they'll get the ball to start the second quarter, as the possession arrow is now in their favor. So 2.5 seconds left, and the Patriots can stop them here. I would say it would be a successful stop. Corner, three ball, can't get it off, and that'll do it for the first. A quick first quarter here in Portsmouth. We've seen fireworks from both sides. Things have seemed to cool down a little bit here. Patriots are down 4, 14-10. We'll be back in a minute for the second quarter of play. And we are back in the second quarter of action here against that jump ball with 2.5 seconds then, giving the Patriots the possession to start the second quarter. So successful trip for the Patriots down on defense. Now down 4, 14-10. Can the Patriots take advantage? They have the same group as they ended the third quarter. We haven't seen first quarter rather. We haven't seen a shot attempt from Lucenti, who fires away from three, side iron, no good. Lynch going to slow it down here a little bit for Bishop Hendricken. Lynch working on Brady. Great backdoor pass there, but Abdullah can't finish the layup, but great looking, great pass by Lynch. Lucenti coming off a 20-point performance. As Hurd's three balls no good, but there's Tolson with the rebound, and we got a one-possession game in Portsmouth. As I was saying, Lucenti coming off a 20-point game and a loss versus Narragansett is only taking one shot so far, and we're 10 minutes into this one.
Yeah, that's certainly going to need to change for Portsmouth, especially if they want to get the outside shooting going. Lucenti far and away the most reliable shooter. They're going to have to definitely get him the ball more.
Tough look inside as Abdullah finishes. And another errant pass for the Patriots, and here comes Lynch up court. He's going to get fouled by Lucenti. Lynch can't finish the three-point play, so he'll go to the line to shoot two for the Hawks.
Yeah, and just a little bit sloppy here from Portsmouth to start this second quarter. Definitely something they're going to want to get under control before this game starts to get out of hand.
Lynch connects on his first. And here for the Patriots is number 12, Luke Brennan. For number 5, Neil Tolson. And Matt Brock enters the game for the first time for the Hawks, as well as number 11, Darius Lopes, comes back in, the sophomore for Bishop Hendricken. Second is no good as the Patriots get the rebound. As Vicenti's passed up a couple shots here. Pass to Hurd. There's Hurd going strong with the right hand off the glass and rounds it. And now we've seen that a couple times so far for Hurd. As that layup falls there for Abdullah. And the lead stretches to 7 for the Hawks, 19-12 with 6 to go in this first half. Vicente doubled, got to find an open man, pulls it back out, under 13 to go on the shot clock. Kicks it to Brennan in the corner, great look from 3 and connects. The junior Brennan hits his first of the night and has brought the Patriots within 4.
Yeah, Portsmouth not the most consistent jump shooting team, so we see that kind of defense a lot. Quick doubles, really aggressive with the drive to the hoop, just daring them to shoot. But when you can get guys like Brennan and Lucenti going from outside, it completely changes the offense.
Drive and kick offense is the staple of this Portsmouth team as Lopes tries to match Brennan from the corner. His shot is off the mark, no good. And a defensive rebound there by the Patriots. Brennan, great crossover. His layup, though, is a little too long. As Patek goes with the right hand, can't get it to go. But there's Lynch with the rebound, puts it up and in. It is 21-15 in favor of the road Bishop Hendricken Hawks. Hurd working on Paquette, which seems like a mismatch. Hurd goes strong with the right hand, flips it off the glass and in. Great shot there by Hurd. And here come the Hawks pushing the pace yet again. Lynch pull-up jump shot falls.
Yeah, and you could be seeing here a reason why Hendricken had so many of those early substitutions. They're looking to go fast, looking to push at all times. For a Portsmouth team that doesn't play with as deep of a rotation, that could become a problem late.
Hurd fires from 3, connects. There's a shootout here in the second quarter as the Patriots are down 3, 23-20. And Abdullah's pass is errant and goes out of bounds. David Lynch tried to do a little back cut there for the Hawks, but Abdullah did not pick up that message. As sub again for the Patriots is number 3, Jack Downing, and Jeff Brady's back on the court as well for Portsmouth. And then for the Hawks, number 22, Downing, good pass to Brady, can't connect on the lefty jump shot, but Lynch's pass is intercepted, and you love to pick up the pace for Portsmouth. Keep going strong. There's Downing with the left hand. I was about to say, might want to slow down the pace a little bit. There's been a lot of turnovers back and forth, but Downing does the opposite as the pass to Lynch is tipped, and he saves it from going in. Going out, rather. And Hurd tips the pass. It'll be out of bounds, but they're going to say off Abdullah last. So another turnover for the Hawks, and in for the Patriots is number 24, Evan Beasy. The ref says it hit Hurd, then Abdullah after. So it'll be a turnover for the Hawks and Patriots ball.
Yeah, we had a pretty good view of that one down the sideline. Looks like Portsmouth might have caught a break there, but you take what you can get.
So Coach Oshie for the Patriots maybe trying to match that Hendricken strategy of getting some guys in, get Beasy in for Brady to get a little rest for your guys. You've been running all game as Brennan's bounce pass. A little too weak for Hurd as Abdullah makes up for the mistake and gets the easy layup to go. As Hendricken looks to bounce into a 1-3-1 half-court set. Great backdoor pass to Tolson. He's got 3 on him. Brennan from 3. Solid look. Ball tipped. Saved by Hurd. Fresh shot clock to the Patriots. Downing tries to draw a foul. Can't. But there's the Patriots again getting the board. And Beasley's going to get blocked. A wild sequence of events. And there's Abdullah. And a good foul there by Jack Downing. Make sure to make some sort of effort on the ball so they won't call an intentional. Stops the Hawks from getting a free basket, though.
Yeah, definitely a good foul there by Downing. That last possession defensively is exactly what Hendricken wants to see. You're seeing 2, 3 guys on the shooters at all time, swarming pressure, really just impossible for Portsmouth to do anything. And then once they have the ball, they've got a man flying up the court. And, usually that would be an easy basket. Great hustle again by Downing to just slow things down.
Check in for the Patriots as Beasley gets in the lane there. As Hurd, smooth move, Downing, layup, can't get it to go. And there's Beasley going all out, getting that offensive rebound for the Patriots. Vicente crosses over to Hurd. Turnaround, jump shot for Brady, gets it to go. 25-24. We're here in Portsmouth, 1:40 left in the first half. This is set up to be a great game, Dan.
Yeah, certainly you could see the energy there as Benny Hurd had Kamani Batista slipping and sliding in the front court. Bench was loving it. Portsmouth starting to get a little bit of momentum here as Hendricken's able to come back with a big basket.
You can tell why Eze Wally is the team's leading scorer. He just takes a lot of tough shots and converts. He's not afraid to shoot the ball and has that confidence, and it works out for him and the Hawks as they go back up 3 with a minute to go. Hurd fires from 3, no good. And a box out by Beasley is going to be tipped out of bounds. Do that, it will stay with Portsmouth. So Beasley doing everything that Coach Oshie wants from him. He's getting steals, getting the passing lanes, and making his presence felt on the offensive glass. As we hit the minute mark here in the first half in Portsmouth. Brady, jump shot, back iron, no good. There's Beasley again, trying to look for Brady, and it gets stolen by Abdullah. Abdullah pulls up and smooth shot there for Asmar Abdullah. Hawks are up 5, 29-24. 38 seconds left, 5-second difference between the shot and game clock.
And just tons of pressure here from Hendricken. I haven't seen pressure like this against Portsmouth this season. You're seeing 3 guys to Hurd and Vicente at all times.
As Beasley, check that, Hurd shot is no good. And it seems like Hendricken will hold for the last shot. 15 seconds on the clock, up 5, 29-24. Under 10 seconds, Wally has the ball, brings it across to the right. Chin, turnaround, jump shot, no good. And that will be it for the first half here in Portsmouth. The Hawks lead 29-24. We'll be back in a few to give you a recap of the first half and get you ready for second half action here in Portsmouth. All right, so we are here in Portsmouth getting ready for the second half to start, about a minute and a half until that time. Hawks lead 29-24 in what's been a very solid contest on both teams. The Hawks have just made a little more shots. I mean, they made a lot of tough baskets down low and just created a little bit more turnovers. So for the Patriots, I would say just try to limit turnovers and don't be afraid to shoot the ball, because when they get good looks, they've been able to convert.
Yeah, almost everything so far from Hendricken has been coming on the break. They've been trying to push the tempo, get it up court quickly. Every possession here, it's worked for them a lot of the times. And, I mean, that aggressive press from them defensively has made things super difficult for Portsmouth, a team that likes to get their points by driving to the basket. They're sending 2-3 guys to the ball at all times, just makes it very difficult.
The leading scorers for the Patriots, Benny Hurd has 9 points, Jeff Brady has 6 points, and Luke Brennan has 5. And for Hendricken, David Lynch has 6. Ezzy Wally has 7. Ezzy Wally has 6. And Asmar Abdullah leads the way with 12 points in the first half. So the Patriots will stifle those three, especially Abdullah, who had a hot start in this one. Looking to the upcoming games for these teams, they both got a packed week over the next 7 days. For the Patriots, they take on Classical, who's 8-1 on Wednesday at home. They go on the road on Friday the 28th. They take on East Greenwich. On Monday the 1st, a week from today, they take on Cranston East up in Cranston. And for the Hendricken Hawks, looking forward to their next 7 days. They take on Central at home this Wednesday the 26th. They take on North Kingstown on the road Friday the 28th, and they host Cumberland next Monday on the 1st of February. Possession arrow points to the Hawks, so it will be Bishop Hendricken's ball to start. For the Hawks, they have Paquette, Wally, Chin, Abdullah, and Lynch. And for the Patriots, it will be Hurd, Brennan, Lucenti, Downing, and Brady, as Hurd goes up strong to the rack and will get fouled by Lynch and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, big early steal there by Hurd. We haven't seen a lot of fast break points for Portsmouth tonight. Now, heading to the free throw line, he's got an opportunity to get some here.
So an opportunity to get early points here for the Patriots after a foul just 15 seconds into this one. And the ball tipped out of bounds, and it'll stay with Portsmouth. So lucky break from the Patriots after a missed free throw from Hurd. Ends up staying in their possession after getting 1 point. A 2-3, it looks like, from Hendricken, and they're really helping backside. .15 seconds on the shot clock. Lucenti's floater connects. 2-point game here in Portsmouth. The Hawks lead by 2, 29-27.
Yeah, interesting to see Hendricken change the defense there, because it did have so much success in the second quarter, but early on, seeing a different look from the Hawks.
Instead, he bites on the back pick there, trying to back tap Paquette. Ends up in Paquette's favor, gets the basket to go. Good pass down low to Brady, who's going to go up and get fouled by Lynch. That's 2 in already a minute and 10 seconds. Not a lot of fouls in the first half. Only 4 combined between the two teams, so it's only 2 on Lynch. Really fast-paced moving first half.
Yeah, definitely not a lot of breaks there. And Portsmouth not getting to the line as much as they probably would have liked. Nice to see a couple trips here early in the second half.
And Brady makes both of them. He knew that second one was falling. 31-29. Hawks lead. As the Patriots stay in that 1-3-1. With Brennan up top. Lynch from 3. No good. Rebound by Hurd, and who's to push the pace for the Patriots. Hurd slows it down. Varsity fires from three, gets it to fall, and the Patriots lead for the first time since 8-6, 32-31. On his 18th birthday, nonetheless, it's Lucenti for three, and they call a foul there. It looks like on Lucenti. Check that, number 12, Luke Brennan. The Portsmouth bench is coming alive, and in for the Hawks is number 11, Darius Lopes, for number 10, Mike Paquette.
Yeah, huge shot right there from Lucenti. Portsmouth hasn't seen a ton of three-point shooting tonight, but just a massive, massive shot to give them back the lead.
And a turnover for the Hawks. Hurd goes strong, right hand, puts it up, can't get it to go. But Brady's there with the offensive rebound. Up from behind, fouled, can't get it to fall, but will go to the line to shoot two. A little more than 2 minutes into this one, and Portsmouth is using energy out the gate and has shot themselves into lead after being down 5 at the break, can extend their lead to as much as 3, awaiting these 2 free throws from Brady. So far, like clockwork for the young man out of Little Compton.
Yeah, and you can definitely sense a bit of a momentum swing here for Portsmouth, going on a nice little run here to take one of their bigger leads of the game. We're going to have to see how Hendricken responds.
A 10-2 run for the Patriots in the first 2 minutes and 20 seconds of the second half. Abdullah, who scored 12 in the first half, can't get his to fall. Lynch gets the ball. Off offensive rebound, puts it up and in, a timeout by the Hawks. Lynch has position there on smaller guard Lucenti there, puts it up, and Portsmouth still leads 35-33 here with 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 30-second timeout, so we'll stay with you here in Portsmouth. As I mentioned before, only 4 fouls combined between the two teams in the first half. We already reached that mark so far in the second half.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fouls early here. Portsmouth, though, doing a good job of capitalizing on those free throws, like you said there with Jeff Brady, like clockwork, all of those shots going down easily. So Portsmouth has been able to take the points there. We'll see if that can continue as we move later into the second half.
So it will be Patriots ball with 5:27 to go in the third quarter. The home Patriots hold the 1-point lead here, as we're going to see a front court press, some man-to-man press for the Hawks, as Hurd dribbles up the court and breaks it. Hurd working on Chin. Downing with the pump fake. Good pass to Brady. He goes up strong again. Portsmouth fans looking for a bump there down low. Looks like he got hit from behind, but the referee does not think so, as the pass from Chin is way over the head of Wally. And that will take Chin out of the game, and in for him is number 4, Matt Brock, the junior forward.
Yeah, the Portsmouth bench wanted the foul there. It looked like Brady might have taken a shot on the back of the head. It looked like that was what Mario Ochi was signaling from the bench. But as they say, Gav, ball does not lie.
Hurd gets a duel to jump. Finds space. Can't get it to fall. Tough rebound there by Lynch, and here come the Hawks. Wally going strong with the right hand and glides through the air and retakes the lead for the Bishop Hendricken Hawks. 35-34 in advantage for the away Hawks, as Portsmouth trying to take the lead back. Lucenti fires from 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound by Darius Lopes. And the pass from Abdullah is tipped. And staying strong is senior Jeff Brady. Vicente, step back, 3 ball. Can't get it to go. That would have brought down the house here. As Abdullah going strong up court. Puts it up with the left hand. A little too soft there. Looks like Lucenti got a hand on that one. And it's Heard. Little pull-up jumper the other way. Back iron, no good. Downing puts it back up. No good. Brady puts it up and gets it to go. So third time's the charm for the Patriots, and they take the 36-35 lead. And a foul could be called there. They could call that Brennan there, the junior, his third foul, so he's a little bit of foul trouble. In it for the Hawks is number 10, Mike Paquette. And in for the Patriots is number 5, Neil Tolson. Looked like Wally actually had his hand on the backside of Brennan. Could have been called there for a hook, but they're going to call Brennan on the check there down the court.
Yeah, and Brennan going to have to sit out for a little while here after picking up his third. Hopefully, once he comes back in, he can kind of keep things under control there and remain in this game.
Lynch dribbles it off his foot, and another unforced error for the Hendricken Hawks will give the Patriots the ball back. And another timeout for Coach Jamal Gomes and company. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll be back in a minute here in Portsmouth. The Patriots lead 36-35, just past the halfway mark here in the third quarter. Wally for 3. No good. Ball tipped around. It's going to be off Brady last. 38-35. Patriots lead. A minute 45 to go in the third. In for the Hawks is number 24, Asmar Abdullah, and number 20, Devin Lynch. Portsmouth seems content to stick with their guys right now. And it's been a group that's been working out for them in the last few minutes.
Yeah, that was a great last sequence we saw there. Awesome defense by Lucenti to stop the break. Great hustle by Tolson to come up with the ball, and then Lucenti confidently taking the 3. Tolson right there for the rebound and easy putback. Just some great offense and defense from the Patriots.
Brock down low, checks in for the Hawks. That's Paquette, pull-up jumper over Lucenti, gets it to go. Paquette has made a couple of tough shots tonight and brings the Hawks within 1 here, 38-37, Portsmouth leads. Paquette, actually the cousin of Portsmouth's #1 Calvin Lucenti, so some family ties here in this one. Lucenti gets his defender to fly in the pump fake, finds Hurd, open for three. Can't get it to fall. And there's Tolson going up strong with a putback. Can't get him to go, but it will stay here with Portsmouth. And if there's something to take out of this third quarter, it's got to be Portsmouth's aggressiveness down low on the offensive glass. It's kept them in this one, and it'll be a full timeout for Portsmouth as Roderick checks in for the Patriots. So we'll stay here for a minute as Portsmouth leads by 138-37. But what's been a very entertaining game back and forth here in Portsmouth as both teams looking to get a key win here in Division I. As you mentioned before, Portsmouth behind Smithfield and Mount Pleasant. A win here would push them to 5-4, which would be much needed if they want to get back in that Division I race. And Hendricken's got to make up room. They're 4 games back against Classical. Classical's at 8-1, and Hendricken's at 4-3. Not to mention Hendricken lost to Classical early on in the first game of the year. So both teams really need to win here to push the needle back up into the division standings in their respective divisions here.
Yeah, huge game for both teams, and I have really liked from Portsmouth here on these last few possessions. They are a lineup right now that is surrendering some size, but they've just shown so much hustle, so much effort on the offensive glass, getting some huge rebounds, some big second chance points late in this game.
So as teams come back from the timeout, there's under a minute, 51 seconds to go here in third quarter play at the Fieldhouse in Portsmouth. Again, I'm Gavin Bisho alongside Dan Shea here in what has been a great one. Looks like the Hawks are back to a 2-3 here. Hurd finds baseline. Had Roddick in the corner, pass it up, inside pass to Hurd. He spins around, finds Roddick again. 15 seconds to go. Hurd for three, gets it to go. Benny Hurd is having a night for himself. He's already up to 15 for the Patriots as they lead 41-37.
Yeah, great job staying patient there by both Roderick and Hurd, waiting to find the right shot, and great job by Hurd to knock down the open corner three.
So shot clock turned off here, 10 seconds to go. Hendricken is so far 0 for 2 on last chance opportunities here. Paquette goes up with the right hand, and what a shot. And that will end the third quarter here in dramatic fashion. Portsmouth has retaken the lead. Down 5 at half. They outscored the Hawks by 7 in the third quarter. They're up 41-39. We'll be back in a minute for what should be a very entertaining fourth quarter here in Portsmouth. We are back for fourth quarter play here in Portsmouth between the Hendricken Hawks and your Portsmouth Patriots here. The Patriots came out firing on a 10-2 run to start the third quarter, and they've just been answering every punch Hendricken has thrown, but neither team has seemed to give this one up. Possession arrow in favor of the Patriots, so they will start with the ball in this fourth quarter, but a great game all around, and Hurd leading the way for the Patriots with 15. And the Patriots will have the same group they finished with Lucenti, Hurd, Tolson, Brady, and Rodericks. And for the Hawks, it'll be Paquette, Shin, Lynch, Abdullah, and Wally. Both teams' benches getting into it. As the pass to Brady is tipped out of bounds by the Hawks and will stay here with Portsmouth. The junior Tolson has the ball. 10 seconds left in this one in the shot clock. Varsity has it. 6 on the clock. Backdoor cut to Hurd. He goes up strong and gets the layup to fall on Paquette. As here comes Chin. Not slowing down. Jeff Brady steps in the lane. And Brady thought it tipped off Abdullah, but it will stay with the Hendricken Hawks. Good job by the Patriots getting back on defense after a great layup by Hurd to bring the lead back to 4 for the Patriots.
Yeah, great job by Lucenti there on that last possession, looking like a true point guard. You could see him pointing right out to Hurd, where to cut, where he would get the ball, and then just a great finish from there.
And the Little Compton native, Jeff Brady, making his presence known down low, forcing a bad shot by Lynch, and got the Patriots the ball left. Roderick is looking for the ball. He's guarded by Mike Paquette, a guard. He's got about 6 inches on him, and the Patriots haven't looked his way. And the ball out of bounds. It will be Hendricken's ball, so a turnover. Definitely frustration on the Portsmouth side. They wanted to try to get it down low to Roderick, who was guarded by, again, a Paquette, a guard about 6 inches smaller than him, but they just could not find him in the post. As Portsmouth will bring a little pressure here on defense. Lynch finds baseline, draws a contact, and gets the bucket to go. So he'll go to the line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play to bring the Hawks within 1.
Yeah, Hendricken breaking through that press much easier, I'm sure, than the Portsmouth coaching staff would have liked. Paquette able to get right up the court quickly. Great passing cut to find David Lynch for the and 1.
His free throw is no good. This is a battle for the rebound. And they call a jump ball or foul here. We're blocked out. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow pointed towards the Hawks, so they will retain possession. Lynch is just a hard person to guard. You know, with his size and his ability as a guard, standing about around 6'3", 6'4". If you give him baseline, he can make anything happen down low. As number 24 Evan Beasley comes in for number 23 Henry Rodericks. Wally, who's been quiet in the second half. And they're going to say Paquette slid a little bit, sits on the out-of-bounds line, and will be a turnover. So, good stop for the Patriots. As they also get the possession arrow back from that jump ball. Hurd racing up court, throws up the left hand, and will get fouled. And he'll go to the line to shoot two. Something I wrote down in my notes here for Portsmouth. One thing that they got to do is stay confident on every shot. Don't be afraid to stretch the court and shoot from all over the floor. And you're seeing them today with no fear attacking the hoop or firing away from threes. That was getting a couple of deep looks that have fallen for him. But the Patriots definitely have confidence and are not standing down from the Hendricken team so far, up 3 with 6 to go in the 4th.
Yeah, and Hurd on that last possession doing a great job recognizing just how aggressive Hendricken has been when he gets to the basket, drawing the foul there. As
a little bit of confusion here. Don't know what
the discussion is here.
Yeah, there's a lot of
the first free throw will count. Really not sure what that one was about.
I know Brennan went back into to rebound on the free throw line if they were calling an illegal switch and that it was a penalty on the Patriots, but nothing will come out of it. It will be 2 points for the Patriots, 45-41. They lead as Brennan's playing tough defense here, so a lot of commotion for a lot of nothing.
Yes.
Wally, give him that room. He makes those as Beasley goes up hard. It's a long rebound there by Lynch, and Lynch going up strong, and Beasley not letting Lynch go by him. So
yeah, Mario Ochi wanted the jump ball there. It looked like Beasley might have gotten a hand of the ball, might have been able to trap that thing for a second, but enough contact to warrant the foul as Lynch will head to the line.
And as I mentioned before, Wally, he's averaged 24 points over the last 4, and he's been held to under 10 tonight. So Patriots doing a good job on that end. You know, you see those shots. He had a good amount of room there. You see those usually fall for him, and it's not that his night.
Yeah, definitely could be a much different game if he had been hitting these outside shots, but for the time being, Portsmouth getting let off the hook there.
Varsity guarded by Lopes. Brady, who's had an outstanding game on both ends for the Patriots. This is to Brennan, back to Hurd. He finds it up and under and rattles in and out. Hurd slips to his defenders as Lucetti's playing good defense, but it looks like Hurd had that one to go, but just rattles in and out as Abdullah's 3-ball would have gotten that Hendricken bench fired up. Lucetti, high arcing 3-ball, and both teams in a little bit of a field goal drought here, as both have gotten points courtesy to the charity stripe as a foul on Brennan. That'll be his 4th, so we'll either see Portsmouth sub him out or just use the rest of his remaining minutes. You don't want to leave minutes on the bench there as Paquette comes back in for the Hawks, but it looks like the strategy for the Patriots will be to use Brennan as much as possible here until he fouls out, if he does foul out. But
yeah, definitely a lot of trust in Brennan here, leaving him in with 4 fouls. Interesting to see in these past few possessions, this has turned into a bit of an outside shooting game. Both of these teams starting to take more threes. We'll see if that continues in these final 5.
Lynch going up strong, and looks like they're going to call Brady on a little hand check on the way up. So it will send Lynch to line of shoot 2 yet again. And Coach Ochi, Mario Ochi, and assistant coach for the Patriots is looking for a little bit of an explanation here. But nonetheless, Jeff Brady will be the guilty party on that one. As Lynch is short, in from the Patriots comes Downing and Roderick's. And Portsmouth at 6 fouls. The next foul they commit, no matter where it is, unless it's a 2-point, a shot attempt on a foul, will be in the 1-and-1. So Hendricken will be shooting 1-and-1 the rest of the way out here. Just under 5 to go as Lynch goes 0 for 2 from the line. So maybe a good foul there by Brady, saving the Hawks from points, saving the Patriots from the Hawks scoring some points here in a game where every point matters. The Patriots up to 45-43.
Yeah, and as you mentioned with Hendricken, likely to head into the bonus soon. The free throw shooting is going to become a huge part of this game late.
Lopes up court, all the way, left-handed layup, off the glass, and we got a tie ball game in here, and Portsmouth at 45. Hurd had a couple jab steps, a couple looks at the hoop. Didn't look like the best possible shot for the Patriots. As he starts to lose the possession, and here come the Hawks. The layup for Lynch goes down, and the Hawks regain the lead, 47-45, so 2 quick buckets for Hendricken. We reached the halfway point in what has been a stellar game between the Patriots and the Hawks. Downing's going to go hard to the rack. He's going to get called, to get the foul called. It looks like it'll go on the sophomore, Darius Slopes. Downing draws the contact. That's the team's 5th, so 2 more and they'll be 1-1. But we reached the 4-minute mark halfway through this 4th quarter, and Hendricken up 2, and Portsmouth trying to take the lead back and get a win here at home.
Yeah, and it looks like right now the Hendricken defense, they're trying to make somebody on Portsmouth other than Lucenti or Hurd beat them. You could see just how aggressive they were, swarming to Lucenti on that last possession, getting the steal. And we also saw Ezzy Wally face guarding Hurd prior to the foul there, so we'll see if that kind of pressure continues.
Brady, tough pull-up jumper, no good, but there's Roderick with the rebound. Turn around, putback goes in. Roderick's first points in the game do make an impact as it ties the game up at 47. Here, 3:20 to go at the Fieldhouse here in Portsmouth. Both teams just trading punches here in what has been an unbelievable game in Portsmouth between the two teams. The pass to Lynch down low. They're going to call it out of bounds on Lynch, and Brennan will come in for Roderick's. But a great defensive stand there for the Patriots, just what they needed after a great bucket from Roderick's.
Yeah, you can see Roderick's a little disappointed to come out in crunch time of this game. A huge 2 possessions from him to get his first points of the game, a big 2 points to tie this one up, and then cause the turnover there.
The contested floater. No good for Lucenti. The ball slipped out of bounds. The Portsmouth faithful thinking it's their way, but the rest would think otherwise, and could be a little makeup for the last one. It looked like Lynch was around a couple guys, and they called it out on him. Questionable call both sides, so it evens itself out. As we are under 3 here, we have 47 apiece. As Portsmouth moves to a zone here, they try to trap in the corner. Wally down low, great offense there. Little triangle set. Paquette to Wally, to Abdullah down low. Check that. To Wally down low, who makes a great play and gets the right-handed finish. And the pass tipped off Brennan, and it will go Hendricken's way. 2:18 to go. And one thing you don't want to see the Patriots is shy away from taking a shot here as the clock winds down. You don't want those nerves to set in. Keep having that confidence and keep moving the ball the way you are, and take the same shots. Don't let those nerves get the best of you, especially under 2 to go here in a 2-point game.
Yeah, and on defense here, the zone has looked good for Portsmouth, but they definitely need to be aware and be conscious of Wally. He has been doing a great job cutting from the baseline. Scored the last points for Hendricken with a great cut and finish right there. So close to making it a 4-point lead for Hendricken.
Jack Downing, the senior, comes in for the junior Roderick, so tensions are definitely rising here in Portsmouth between the two teams and the fans as well. Bird being double teamed. Downing for 3. Can't get that to go. Good shot there from Downing. Kerr got double teamed, found the open man, but Downing just cannot convert. Abdullah guarded by Lucenti. And they're going to call Lucenti on a hand check there, and that's going to send Abdullah at the line to shoot 1-and-1. Coach Ochi, Mario and Joe Ochi for the Patriots disagreeing with the call, but nevertheless it will send Abdullah to the line to shoot 1-and-1.
Yeah, and Portsmouth just making a ton of changes here late. The trifecta of Downing, Brennan, and Roderick has just been getting replaced and put back into the game nonstop in these past few possessions here.
It seems as they were trying to account for Brennan's 4 fouls, trying to get him in as much as they can on the offensive end, but when they get the defense, whenever they stop, try to get him out so they can save him for their offensive attack.
Yeah, exactly.
As Abdullah can make this a 2-possession game with this free throw, and does. And a timeout, full timeout for Hendricken. They take a 4-point lead, 51-47, a minute 26 to go. We'll be back in a minute as the clock winds down here in Portsmouth. The Hawks up 4. Back from the Hendricken timeout here. The Hawks up 4 with a minute 26 to go. So Portsmouth now desperate to get points here, or else this could turn into a foul and play situation for the Patriots.
Yeah, this is a huge possession for Portsmouth. I wouldn't say, depends on the length of the possession, but, not necessarily must score. They could still get away with playing maybe one more defensive possession if they don't score here, but definitely a massive possession for the Patriots. Got to get some points here.
Hurd. A very aggressive zone. Man contact here as Vicente gets lucky there as his passes tipped around, and Roderickson Jr. stepping up big for the turnaround jumper, and he's had 4 points that have been crucial here for the Patriots down the stretch. 51-49, and we have reached the 1 minute mark left in this one, and was nothing short of stellar. There is a 32-second difference between the shot and game clock as Abdullah gets it over to Lynch, and the Hawks are trying to answer back and trying to make this a two-possession game yet again. If the Patriots get a stop here, they can hold to the last shot if they choose to. Paquette over to Chin in the corner for three. No good. Rebound by the Patriots. Exactly what they need. 30 seconds left. Shot clock turned off. Will the Patriots hold to the last shot, or will they attack the rim? Brady to Roderick, who's been hot. Slows it down, gets up to Lucente. 15 seconds. And a timeout, it looks like, for the Patriots. So 13 and a half to go. It looks like the Portsmouth Patriots are trying to set up for something close to a last-second shot. But we'll stay here with you guys as the clock winds down. And I feel like at this moment, and it's a little too late to extend the game, try to something quick and then foul, but at that moment, what do you have, 6-7 seconds? Is it really worth it? Can a high school team get the ball up in 6 seconds, hoping Hendricken misses a shot and try to give a 3 to tie? I think if I'm Coach Ochi and the Patriots, you settle for one more shot, get a play drawn up, whether it's down low or from beyond the arc. If you can get Lucente open on a couple double screens, I think you definitely got to wait for the last shot here. It's a little too late to go for, early shot foul. I think it's right. It's
well, Portsmouth only down 2 here. They do have the opportunity to tie the game with a 2. Hope that they can, just kind of contain Hendricken late. I would be surprised if they went catch and shoot, but I could see Portsmouth looking for the 3 here. This is a game where it felt like Hendricken has had a lot of the momentum. Portsmouth could simply push all their chips in the middle of the table and say, we're going to decide our own destiny here. We're going to win this game or lose this game at our hand.
Coming out of the timeout, Portsmouth will inbound it under their own hoop with 13.6 seconds to go. Out on the court for the Patriots, it's Brady, Roderick, Brennan, Hurd, and Lucente. And for the Hawks, it is Abdullah, Chin, Lynch, Paquette, and Wally. Lucente's going to inbound. Let's take a listen. And her shot is a little strong. And it will send Abdullah to the line after a foul. It will be 1-1, so still the opportunity to miss a shot there. I don't know if that was the shot Portsmouth wanted with 4.8 seconds left. But
it looked like, it was for a split second, but it looked like Brady had made a cut down low. Hurd maybe had something there, but there was tight defense being played on. That would have been a really tough pass to make. Ultimately, he just decides to take it to the basket. Tough shot, but he nearly gets it to fall.
Portsmouth does retain a lot of their timeouts still. As that one's missed. Rebound by Brady.
Wow.
And a timeout for the Patriots. And they're going to fix the clock here. It wound down to 3, but I would say it's around 4.0.
Yeah.
You saw Coach Ochi talk to the refs and say they wanted a timeout if they grabbed the rebound right away.
It was 4.6 coming off the rim. You saw an immediate timeout. That clock ran at least another full second after the whistle was blown. So you're going to see anywhere from 4.3 to 4.1 seconds on the clock here, I would say. Now for Portsmouth, though, again, 4 seconds. They're really only going to have time for a couple dribbles and a shot. Do you send Hurd to the basket once again? Just say, he's our best player, law of averages. He's going to get a finish here, or, with the aggressive defense from Hendricken, maybe be able to draw foul. Or do you look for Lucente, Brennan, one of the other shooters, try and hit a walk-off 3 to win this thing?
So looking at the scores table, it looks like they're going to put 5 on the clock. I think they're going to put 4.2 is what I originally heard.
There you go.
So 4.2 seconds left in this one, and you would hope that Portsmouth would try to get to a player with momentum going towards their side. You never want to catch the ball facing the other side of the hoop, then try to turn around. Maybe look for a screen and a pass to Lucenti or Hurd that's already moving up the court, so they already have momentum. Saves about a second and a half there, because if you have to catch the ball, turn around, you're going to have to look for a half-court shot. If you get some momentum, maybe 3 or 4 dribbles, a pull-up 3 ball, maybe enough time to maybe get to the rack, but you're going to have to be really quick.
Yeah, they had Lucenti inbound the last play, which I thought was a little bit interesting. Going from full court here, it looks like. I don't know. This one's going to be tough to get all the way to the basket. I would say you might be better off trying to get Hurd with maybe a drive and kick back to Lucenti a la Chris Jenkins in the national championship.
I think they're definitely going to need a release guy, because if Hurd gets the ball and starts moving up court, I think they're going to draw too. I think if Hurd can get momentum and the ball, I think it's time for a dribble, draw a double, and a pass up court to maybe Brady or Rodgers up here and maybe get a look from 3. But we will be on pause yet again, a timeout for Hendricken. So the suspense yearns on here in Portsmouth on this Monday evening in what has been a great game between the two teams.
A bit of an interesting look from what we first saw on the court there from Hendricken. They could have called the timeout to change things here, but with Brennan inbounding, you had Hurd and Lucenti coming up to the ball. Obviously, Portsmouth is going to want one of them taking the final shot. Hendricken knows that. Hendricken sent a lot of guys back. I would be surprised if they don't look to pressure Hurd and Lucenti, try and force the ball into somebody else's hand with such little time on the clock.
I'd like to add this in. I know it was a long time ago. 5th grade state championship. Benny Hurd down 2 points. Overtime at the buzzer, hits a 3-pointer from about half court. No stranger to late time heroics.
Certainly a valid point. If you've got the clutch gene, you've got the clutch gene.
Whether it's 5th grade, 12th grade, whatever it is, there's 4.5 or 4.2 exactly. And it looks like Hendricken maybe just call the timeout to see what Portsmouth would come out in, see what look they would get, and then adjust from there. And whether the Portsmouth changes or not, it looks like they will stay the same set as Hendricken will move up a couple guys.
And I think they're going to just have Ezzy trying to face guard Hurd, apply some pressure there. Portsmouth.
Lucenti, 1 second, fires, floater for 3 of the game, no good. Probably not the most ideal shot for the Patriots, but they got a shot up nonetheless. Lucenti's shot falls short, as well as the Patriots' hopes in getting a victory tonight. It was a great one between the Patriots and the Hawks here at the Fieldhouse in Portsmouth. It was the Road Hawks pulling away in this one, 51-49. I'm Gavin Bisho alongside Dan Shea. Special thanks to Mr. Costa, Jay Costa, and Mac Dunn. That'll do it here from Portsmouth. The Hawks win 51-49. Thank you very much for watching. Take care now.